Introduction. A globe is the Earth-reduced model and represents the land and water bodies in proportion to one another. Moreover, since it shows the Earth as a whole, the globe has certain limitations, big in size, heavy, and sometimes difficult to carry. If we want to study a part of the Earth, for example, a district or a town, it is inconvenient to use a globe. Like a globe, a map also represents the Earth. Let's find out how maps are useful, why we need them to have a better understanding of the Earth, and the special features they have, due to which they serve as a more effective source of information. Map. A map is a representation of the Earth's surface or a part of it on a flat surface drawn according to a scale. It can be drawn on a piece of paper, a board, or a wall. Maps are made in different sizes and can show any place on the Earth. For example, we can make maps of the whole world, a country, a city, or even a village. A scale is the ratio of the distance between two places in the map to the actual distance between them on the Earth. The different features of the Earth are marked on the map with the help of certain symbols, words, lines, and colors, which are called legends. Maps versus globes. All of us know the importance and value of maps in our life. The history of mapping can be traced back to more than 5,000 years ago. The two important features of maps are as follows. They record the location of places of interest. They are a great source of learning. Maps also use simple grids and imaginary lines of latitude and longitude, as in a globe, to make it easier to locate places. Being flat, maps have distortions but show correct area and distances. Maps have some advantages over globes. They show different types of information such as weather, tourist spots, and physical features in great detail. Certainly, it would not be possible for you to carry a bulky globe to school for your geography class every day, while an atlas, a book of maps, can easily be carried from one place to another. Unlike the globe, a map can be created on a sheet of paper, on the ground, or even on a computer. Elements of a map. A map is a reduced version of the Earth. The title of a map generally explains its main purpose. For example, political maps, physical maps, weather maps, topographical maps, etc. Distance, scale, and direction are some of the fundamental elements of any map. Let us discuss these in brief. Distance. Every small unit on a map represents some distance on actual ground. So, we use a scale to correctly represent the surface of the Earth on a map. Scale. Scale can be defined as the ratio between a given distance on a map and the actual distance on the Earth's surface. One part of the scale shows the distance on the map, for example, 1 centimeter, while the other part shows the actual distance on the surface of the Earth, for example, 1 kilometer. Visual representation of a map scale is called a linear scale. Scale in a map is expressed as a simple statement, such as 1 centimeter is equal to 1 kilometer. This means that 1 centimeter on a map represents 1 kilometer on the Earth's surface. It can also be stated in another way as a ratio, such as 1:50,000. This means that 1 unit on a map represents 50,000 of the same units on the surface of the Earth. Direction. Directions are clearly marked on the maps like north, south, east, and west. North is always at the top, south is always at the bottom. East is to the right, west is to the left. These 4 directions are called the cardinal points. Generally, we use a compass to find the direction of a place. The needle of a magnetic compass always points in the north-south direction. In between the cardinal points, north, south, east and west, we have the intermediate directions: northeast, southeast, southwest and northwest. On a map, you will often see an arrow with the letter N printed above it. The arrow points in the north direction is called the north line. Signs and symbols of a map. We know that the map is a small representation of a huge area, but we cannot depict all the features of an area in their actual size and shape. So, different symbols are used to represent different features on a map. Conventional symbols are common signs and symbols that are universally accepted. Legends define the types of features shown on a map. It is a standard practice to use blue for all water bodies, green for vegetation, brown for physical features, and black for names. Types of maps. Maps can be categorized on the basis of the kind of information they provide, like road maps, weather maps, physical maps, political maps, and so on. Scale is another criterion that is used to classify maps. Maps based on scale. Maps are largely divided into two broad categories: large-scale maps and small-scale maps. Large-scale maps. These are maps that show small areas in greater detail. These use a smaller scale. For example, 1 centimeter is equal to 10 kilometer. All topographic maps are large-scale maps, usually drawn on a scale of 1:50,000. 1 centimeter is equal to 50,000 meter. These maps show relief and other natural features such as rivers, lakes, forests, as well as human-made features, roads, cities and bridges. Tourist maps are also large-scale maps. Small-scale maps. These maps show larger areas with lesser detail, such as a wall map. Here the scale used is large. For example, 1:6 crore 50 lakh. Atlases have small-scale maps, so a scale that represents a large area would be a small-scale map. A map of India on a wall map or even in an atlas would be a small-scale map. Maps based on content. Maps can be broadly classified into three groups based on their content or purpose. Physical maps are the maps that represent the physical or natural features of the Earth's surface, such as the relief map of the world or any country, vegetation map, soil map, or land use map. In these maps, the geographical features are important, not the boundaries. So, in a physical map of the world, you may not see the boundaries of the countries. Different colors are used to show different altitudes and other features. Weather maps show the movement of the weather system, distribution of rainfall or snowfall, areas of equal temperature or air pressure, and wind direction. Topographical maps show great details of the natural features of a small area, including rivers, lakes, mountains, etc., along with human-made areas like parks, wells, cities, and towns. Maps that are based on a theme or a topic are called thematic maps. These maps can also show different types of soil, forest areas, the distribution of mineral and industries in an area. Political maps show the political boundaries drawn as lines of countries, states, districts, cities, villages, or towns. Distribution maps show the distribution of crops, minerals, and forests. Nautical charts are used to navigate ships. They show details of the shorelines as well as depth of water, rocks, location of lighthouses, and buoys. Aviation charts show airways, traffic control towers, airports, and air routes. Geological maps show the ages and types of rock and soil. Tourist maps feature places of interest, museums, monuments, etc. Atlas. An atlas is a collection of maps usually bound as a book. Besides including maps of the world, selected continents and countries, it may also include information and diagrams related to geographical features and population data. Sketch. A diagram that is drawn without taking into consideration the actual distance between places or direction is called a sketch. Important landmarks such as hospitals, shops, offices, ponds, bridges, etc. can be marked. It is not to scale and is a drawing from memory. For example, if your father has to give you directions to reach his office, he will draw roads and landmarks from his memory. Plan. A plan is an outline drawing of a building or a room or a small area. It includes the accurate direction, symbols, and distance, much like a map. A plan gives many details, whereas a sketch gives only the main features of the area to be studied. A plan is different from a sketch because it is drawn to a scale.